we will learn about nanomaterials and how it can be created. Okay, we will see that what are the applications of nanotechnology in different fields, how we can produce the nanomaterials, how we can actually analyze the nanomaterials. Okay, so let's begin with the nanomaterials. First of all, we have to understand that what is a nanotechnology actually. So what is a nanotechnology? From where this word, that is nano, came from. So it is basically designing, developing or manipulating any of the material at nanometer. Nanometer means billionth of a meter. That scale is known as nanoscale, and the technology which utilizes that nanometer scale is referred as nanotechnology. Okay? The dealing object size should not be less than 100 nanometers, at least in one dimension, to call something to be nanotechnology. If it is less than that, it will not be considered as nanotechnology. Make sure that thing here. Okay? Now, various types of nanomaterials are used widely in industries as well as in household also. Let's take a look on the examples. For an example, fullerenes, fullerols, metal-based nanoparticles, carbon nanotubes, and another one, like for an example, we have SWNTs, we have MWNTs, etc. Although they are considered as their types, but they are basically the nanomaterials. Okay, we use sunscreens, we use anti-aging creams, we actually use different kinds of whitening creams. The things that actually shows you glitter, that means which shines, contains metal-based nanoparticles. Nowadays, almost each and everything, mainly it can be a paint, it can be a normal coating also. It contains nanomaterial. A simple nail paint can also has nanomaterial in it. Okay, so we need to make sure that nowadays it is widely present everywhere. Let's move ahead. Here, let's talk about the sources of nanomaterials. Which are the sources of nanomaterials? So, we have already known that humans are actually exposed to nanomaterials via or exposed to very fine and tiny particles through ages. How? Because we exposed to dust storms, volcanic ashes and other natural processes. So humans are actually exposed to nanoparticles through a very long time. Okay. Now, particles which are originating from human activities have existed for millennia. For an example, smoke from combustion. It actually exists in the nature from a very long period of time. Now, significantly, the technological development, technological advancement has also changed the character of particulate pollution, which increases the population of nanoparticles in the environment. So as the development occurs, along with it, the particular kind of exposure also increases, right? For an example, in earlier times, we don't use cosmetics. Right now we use cosmetics, we use sunscreens, anti-aging creams, then we use skin whitening creams, nail polishes, foundations, etc. These all are our day-to-day or routine cosmetics that we use. Similarly, in earlier times, we don't use pharmaceuticals or drugs in such a manner. But nowadays, the enhancement, the increase in the use of particular medicine increases. So as it becomes more and more available to human beings, the nanoparticles actually came into picture more and more time. Right? So these all are the sources of nanomaterials. Now, here we have to take a look on how we get exposed to nanomaterials. Right? That two things can be possible. Number one, which can be a natural one. Number two, which can be a synthetic one. That means either we get exposed to dust or either we get exposed to pollution. Right? This dust storms can be possible naturally, but pollution is not a natural source. Greens are not the natural sources. Paintings are not the natural sources. Similar way, another kind of nail paints or nail polishes are not natural ones. They are the things that we manufacture, that we synthesize. So, because we have seen various kinds of advantages of nanomaterials, we actually produce nanomaterials in a very large amount. So for us, it is very important to know that how a nanomaterial can be synthesized. So let's talk about the synthesis of nanomaterials. Here we have two different approaches which are used to design and preparation of the nanoparticles with high functionality. Is equal to, like you can see that, to fabricate the nanomaterials which have the suitable properties for applications. Along with it, we have to see that the fabrication of nanomaterials of tailored properties involve the control of size, shape, structure, its composition and purity of the constituents. So we have to take a look on quality as well as quantity both. So you have to make sure that the particular size, particular shape and particular kind of assembly has to be there in that particular nano material which we are going to develop. Okay, now let's take a look on the types, the approaches with which the nanomaterials can be synthesized. We have two different approaches. The first approach is top-down approach, while the second approach is bottom-up approach. Here we need to understand that why two approaches. One is from the top position to the downer one, and another one is from the down position to the upper side. So from the bottom to the top, another one is from the top to bottom. These are the two methods which are generally utilized to synthesize the particular nanoparticle. In general condition, if I say, we have developed another methods like physical vapor deposition, we have developed CVD, which is chemical vapor deposition, nanolithography, lithography, etc. that we will see in our next session. But when we talk about the basics of synthesis of nanomaterial, we need to understand that there are only two approaches. Number one, the direction is from the upper side to the lower side, that means from the higher point to the lower point, and another one which is from the below point or lower point to the upper side. These are the basic and the two approaches which we can utilize. Based upon that, we develop it accordingly, right? So this is in general a condition of any different type of synthesized technology or synthesis technology. Now, let's take a look on what is the difference between the top-down approach and bottom-up approach. So in general, if I say, first we will take an overview and afterwards we will go to a deep or detailing of the top-down approach as well as the bottom-up approach. Okay, so here top-down approach refers to the slicing or successive cutting of a bulk material to get the nano-sized particle. So in general, if I want to say we have a bulk and we have to create a smaller or nano-sized particle from it, right? This particular kind of approach is referred as top-down approach, right? From the bigger size to the smaller size, right? Now, the key to make any kind of nanoparticle is how to control and how to stop the reaction to make the nano-sized products, because the properties of the nanoparticles mainly depends upon their size and their morphology. Morphology means their structure, their upper structure that plays a very important role. Okay. Now if we think that what is a bottom-up approach, so bottom-up approach involves that the smaller size assemblies together to form a nanomaterial, right? This is the way generally the bottom-up approach is utilized. We have to deposit it. This is all for this session. Next we will see in our next session. Thank you so much.